Hello guys and welcome to the Watch Anime channel. My name is Juan and today we're going to be talking Sword Art Online on our Here Anime podcast episode 4. So today we're going to be talking about season 3, the Alicization arc, which I don't know how to pronounce that, guys. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to go over the synopsis of what the Yen Press, my source, put online. And then after that, I'm just going to give it my thoughts and opinions on what I think is going to happen and what I know based on what I know, because I know a few spoilers of what happens during this arc, mainly through glances of the manga. And yeah, guys, I know some obviously some spoilers big time. So spoiler alert, if you guys want to hear any spoilers, keep watching this video. If not, just stop right here and don't stop watching this video, guys, because if you already saw the title of this video that I was going to be talking about this Sword Art Online season 3, and I'm obviously going to be bringing up the manga or some references to the manga, and it's going to help me make my analysis on what I think is going to happen in the anime, because you never know if they might take a different direction, or they might do something, or they might not stay true to the manga, but who knows, guys. Also, I'd like to clarify that before we get started, a lot of people don't really like Sword Art Online. A lot of people really hated it. They started loving it, of course. They get really into it at first when it comes to the first half, the first season. But after that first half is over, after the actual game of Sword Art Online is over, and they start heading to these different games like Gun Gale Online and like Alfheim, a lot of people really dislike this show. They really dislike it, and a lot of people really hate it, even though it's one of the most popular shows out there. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to clarify that a lot of people really don't like it. So I just had to say myself that I love the show. I'm one of the few that actually loves the show. Maybe I'm not an expert in manga and anime myself, but I've definitely watched a very huge amount of anime myself, and I've read a few manga myself. And I have to say, guys, for me, I enjoyed it. I mean, I love the little. A lot of guys don't really like the romance part about between Asuna and Kirito. It's fine with me. I don't mind it. And as far as the fights and everything, the music was epic for me. I actually liked the first half, and I didn't mind the second half where it came to Alfheim Online. It's just a lot of people are weirded out about the sister thing with Kirito's sister and how she loved him and all that stuff. And for me, honestly, I mean, it's their culture, I guess. I don't know if their culture has anything to do with them marrying cousins. I don't know anything about the Japanese culture. But yeah, I was weirded out as well, but it didn't stop me from watching the show. I got back into it in the second season when it came to the Gun Gale Online. It was pretty cool seeing him with a new look and with a new type of game in there. So that was pretty cool, but they kind of lost me in the second half of the second season when it was the Yuki arc, when they were focusing more on Yuki and Asuna. It was sad, but you didn't really care, to be honest, you know? There wasn't really, I mean, it's just, I don't know, at least for me, I didn't really care about this girl, you know, that supposedly, and I hated the fact that they made someone stronger than Kirito, which bugged me so much, you know, the fact that they kind of like made it, they made a person and they made a pity person, basically, where she's supposed to be the strongest. She's the one that should have gone the wielding, and she's the one that should have done all this amazing stuff instead of Kirito, just because she's dying and because she's been there her whole entire life inside the gaming system, where she essentially lives in the virtual world because she's dying in the real world. I don't know. It bothers me, you know. That's where they lost me, to be honest. But I've seen and I've read parts of the manga and of this new arc that's coming out in season 3, mainly through glancing and wanting to see what's going to be the plot for the next season. After watching season 2, I kind of wanted to see what was next. So I kind of skimmed through, and I saw some plot points and of course and all that. But well, to be honest, for me, I feel like this is gonna bring back Sword Art Online. Hopefully, it does. I've seen all the posters and all the art, and it looks amazing. I've seen the covers of the manga of this arc, and it look amazing too. It looks interesting and appealing. The art and everything, how it looks more knightly. and it's a different type of game, I think. I don't know yet. And the art style, the swords, and the characters, it looks amazing, to be honest. And it gets me excited for Sword Art Online again. Because, I kind of felt let down because of Season 2. But hopefully they bring Sword Art Online back to what it used to be when it was started in Season 1. And it kind of started dropping down, but I don't know. It's its own thing. People like it, people don't. But yeah, guys, I'm here to talk about Season 3. And I'm going to start by reading off the synopsis. So it says, Kirito awakens in a vast, fantastical forest filled with towering trees. In his search for clues to the truth of his surroundings, he encounters a young boy who seems to know him. He ought to be a simple NPC, but the depth of his emotions seem no different than a human. As he searches for the boy's parents, Kirito finds a peculiar memory returning to him. A memory from his own childhood of this boy and a girl too, with golden hair and a name he should have never forgotten, Alice. So I know this Alice chick, and she's super famous when for the manga readers. And this actually, obviously, is going to be focused on Kirito, and it seems like his past too. It's kind of weird that Kirito doesn't remember these people, and the fact that he's connected to these people and like they're like, as if they're childhood friends. I'm assuming they are childhood friends from, I don't know, the real world. I'm assuming before there was virtual MMOs and all that stuff. He used to play around with these people, and I feel like these people are these friends, essentially his childhood friends, are stuck in this game, I think. And he seems to forget them, and he acts like the synopsis makes it seem like Alice was somebody very special to Kirito. So I know for a fact it's going to be centered around this game, and this game seems kind of like Sword Art Online, honestly, but more knightly. I don't know, the attire that Alice and I think his name is Eugenio, what they were wearing, it's more knightly. How he was wearing kind of like a diamond plated armor, and it looks very knightly, and she just has like a gold plated armor. It looks amazing, to be honest. The art style and everything like that they created here. And I've seen some of the covers and how Lifa, she has an armor like that and looks amazing on her. And how Kirito has a cool looking suit also. And Asuna, she looks great too. But this is the issue. When I skimmed it over, I heard that there was going to be some troubles between Asuna and Kirito, which I feel like it's really unpopular with people right now, at least for the manga readers. People really dislike the fact that this perfect couple between Kirito and Asuna, after all they've been through, they're going to have these issues. And I think it's really realistic and normal for couples, especially long-term couples, to have these issues, at least in sometime in their relationship, and especially with this couple. I know I've seen some issues in this past two seasons that are clearly no-brainers, that there's going to be some issues when it comes. These issues are going to be brought up later on. For example, Kirito not wanting to commit to Asuna and not being hesitant to meet her parents. You just have to meet her parents, bro. And it's something he just doesn't want to do. He wants to live in the virtual world, and he's all about the virtual world, and he doesn't want to come back to reality. And I understand Sword Art Online was impactful to him and everything like that, but a lot of the characters who were in Sword Art Online have moved on and tried to live their lives in the real world, and he just doesn't want to move on. He wants to stay there in the virtual world, and I feel like this is going to create this kind of crack between the relationship between Asuna and Kirito. And this is going to have definitely some huge consequences when it comes to this, at least from what I've heard from this arc. And I definitely see some conflict in the relationship, and I know that Asuna, she's really infatuated with Kirito, and I understand all he did for her. But I feel like they moved really quickly, at least in Sword Art Online, how they just wanted to get married right away, and how they had supposedly this kid with them. And I guess season 2 brought it back, at the second half of the first season, brought it all together when he risked so much to get her back. And he finally gets with her. And all that trouble, he wanted her so badly. And then it goes into season 2. And this guy is just over here living the life in the virtual world, not giving a damn about his girl, not committing to her going out and meeting her parents, showing that he's interested, showing her that he's serious about her. And he doesn't do it, and it's something that's obviously going to bring up conflict between them in season 3, which I don't like, because obviously I like their relationship so much. But I mean, it's realistic. It was gonna happen eventually. I just hope they don't end up separated. I just hope they push through this conflict that they're gonna have. Now, this is one of the main plot points in this arc, at least what I've heard from in this arc. But I know there's definitely the another plot point, which is definitely going to be the relationship between Kirito and Alice. And I feel like this girl is going to start separating Asuna and Kirito, because I feel like Kirito's going to feel infatuated, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Alice is going to be the perfect girl for him. And who's going to understand him, and is going to understand everything he's been through. And the fact that they have this history, even though he doesn't remember her, I feel like it's going to bring them really close together, too close to be honest, to where it's going to create a conflict between Asuna and Kirito. And I feel like this girl's going to be really special. She's going to be the main plot point of the whole story, definitely, based on the synopsis. And obviously the boy is, he's the hair, at least from what I've seen from the pictures, he has the same colored hair as her. So they're definitely brother and sister, at least from what I'm assuming. And he's definitely close friends with Kirito, I'm assuming. Super close friends, actually. And yeah, that's something that's going to be a different, definite plot point in this arc. But I can't really think of anything else, because I don't know what's going to happen other than the fact that I know a big plot point. That's something that's going to happen in this arc, and it's going to suck. But I don't know if that's how this Sword Art Online ends. I don't know if that's how Sword Art Online ends, or if it's just how this arc ends and it's going to continue on to a new arc. I don't know how the manga how it's going, or if it's done completely, or if they're still making more manga. But I know for a fact that, spoiler alert, Kirito ends up in a wheelchair. That really spoils it. That really ruins it for me, to be honest. I kind of hate the fact that I went out after season 2 and read all this. It's been a year since I've read all that, honestly, because I mean, I watched Sword Art Online season 2 a while back, and yeah, but I still remember some parts of it. And that's one definite thing I remember, that Kirito ends up in a wheelchair, and he ends up, I think, comatose, and he's stuck in the virtual world. He can't do nothing and can't come back into the real world, because at least what I know from the plot point is that the government set some asks of him to go out and try out this new type of technology, where it's kind of like what Yuki went through, what Yuki was doing. And this is something that was teased at the end of season 2 with Yuki, and how the season 2 ended with the speculation or whatever, that this company were using it for military needs or something like that. And I feel like they were just using Kirito. And that's another plot point, which ends up leaving him comatose in a wheelchair, and essentially ruins everybody, all his friends and all his family. Asuna, he's just stuck like that, you know? I don't know if it changed. That's the thing, I don't know. If he ends up coming back to the real world and just recuperates somehow and goes back to his normal self, or he's stuck like that permanently. And it would be a tragic ending, and I would hate that ending, to be honest. Because I understand it's a consequence. It's a huge consequence, because he doesn't want to come back to the real world. He wants to be stuck in the virtual world. And he's just infatuated with the virtual world, and because he's obviously scarred about Sword Art Online, and he just doesn't want to commit to the real world. But I still don't want that to end somehow. I want it to be a consequence. I want that to last for a couple episodes, and maybe in those episodes, say it's been 4 or 5 months or a year or something like that. But I don't want it to stay like that. I don't want this arc to end like that. Hopefully it doesn't, and hopefully that's not how Sword Art Online ends. But that's something that's kind of frightening to me, I guess, because I'm not really connected to the characters, you would say. But Sword Art Online is definitely one of my favorite animes, despite its controversy and how much a lot of people hate it. For me, it's amazing. I love the concept of virtual MMOs and going out and the gaming thing, and how these games are so unique, and how Kirito and the music and Austin and the relationships and the friends, and how it's the animation and all that, it's all great. But hopefully this isn't how it ends. But that's what I've read from pieces from the manga. I'm going to be doing a manga read series with this Sword Art Online. So by the time we reach winter, we'll be done with the manga. And after that, we'll be reviewing Sword Art Online Season 3. But yeah, that's essentially what I'm going to be doing. Even though I've read some parts of the manga, I'm just going to do it like a read along, and I'm going to be I'm not sure if I'll be able to provide the scans for you guys, and that way you'll be able to read along with me. That way you guys won't be completely you'll be also sorry guys, I'm going blank right here. You'll have that knowledge, so you'll be able to compare the anime to the manga when the anime comes out. That's what I meant. But yeah, that's at least right now. I don't have any notes with me. I'm just saying what comes into my mind right now. But because I think it's better that way, because if I have notes, this video would be a lot more organized, a lot more professional. But to be honest, guys, this is a show that's not going to come out till December, and I'm just giving you my quick thoughts and opinions on what I think is going to happen in this show and in this season 3, and how it connects to the manga and what the synopsis is. And I don't know how much this season 3 is going to cover in the arc itself. I know there was 24 episodes, I think, in the first season and in the second season, because there was definitely 2 arcs in both seasons. They're probably going to do that again, and if they do, then they're probably going to finish the arc. If they don't, then they're going to continue on. I think this is the longest running arc. I'm not sure, but hopefully they finish it by the end of episode 24, and hopefully we get a good conclusion to this anime. But besides that, I have to say I'm really excited about this. This is one of the most excited animes I'm excited about this year, along with Code Season 3 and Attack on Titan Season 3 and so much more other animes that are coming out this year. Most of the most popular ones have already came out, like My Hero Academia Season 3, High School DxD Season 4, Gun Gale Online Alternative, which is another version of Sword Art Online, Steins Gate Zero, and Tokyo Ghoul RE. All of these animes that most people are waiting for have already come out. So you can go watch those on either Hulu or Funimation or Crunchyroll. You can go watch all that there. And yeah, guys, that was my kind of halvesy review of what, or at least predictions and speculations of what I think is going to happen in Season 3 and how it's related to the manga. Of course, I didn't have any notes while I was doing this because this is so far away. But I thought I'd make a little video on what I thought was going to happen. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And comment down below to give your thoughts and opinions on what you think is going to happen in Season 3. Like this video so you can get more exposure. Subscribe to our channel so we can get so you can be able to access awesome new content. And hit that notification bell if you already are a subscriber. That way you'll be able to see our videos right away. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Watch Anime channel. Go and subscribe to their channel and enjoy awesome anime content, as well as exclusive content at their Patreon account.